Welcome to NBS Live at 9. Now, treason and misprision of treason remain among the most serious offences in the penal code, carrying the death penalty and life imprisonment respectively.
It is past governments that have frequently used these charges against prominent opposition figures, though convictions have been historically rare.
Meanwhile, veteran opposition leader Dr. Kizza Besigye and his aide Haj Obed Lutale and UPDF captain Dennis Ola are currently facing treason charges at the High Court in Kampala.
Today, Erias Lukwago, former Kampala Lord Mayor, lead defense counsel for Kizza Besigye, was charged with misprision of treason. He denied the allegations and was remanded to Luzera prison.
Now let's just get to the other notable figures that have been previously charged with treason. They include Lieutenant General Henry Tumukunde, you're talking Mwanga Chivumbi, Haj Obed Lutale, Captain Dennis Ola. Now that list includes former Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago, and of course Bobby Wine. Yeah. And as well, retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye, right?
That's true.
So, but what is common among all these is that the accused persons have all denied the charges.
But the fundamental question remains, in a country where treason cases against political opponents are regularly opened but seldom result in actual convictions, are these prosecutions genuine efforts to protect national security, or do they primarily serve as tools to manage political dissent?
This is NBS Live at 9. That conversation is going to be forming part of our top stories tonight. Let's get into the headlines.
Erias Lukwago charged and remanded to Luzera prison.
How long will be remanded till then? Till Monday?
This is step one.
You're charged with misprision of treason, contrary to section 25.
Lukwago's case of misprision of treason. What penalty does it carry?
I have sincere hope that he will be out to proceed with the defense.
But let's ask.
They all refused to attend to us. They were saying, we do not know.
Where has Lukwago been? 2 days after his arrest, how did Lukwago end up at Chira police station?
Until last night, midnight, we were looking for him in various police stations.
6-9 Masaka Chotera accident, several injured. Campaigns in Kalangala by-elections slowed down by harsh weather conditions on Lake Victoria.
Cannot reach a certain place.
The lake, it's rough.
And the good news is,
decided to build this staff house for the health workers.
Toro Hospital gets a facelift following the construction of state-of-the-art housing units.
Should be having our staffs living within the vicinity of the facility.
This is NBS Live at 9 with Victoria Sibia, Samson Kasumba, and Kanari Mugume.
Let's roll on. It is the former Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago that has been formally charged with misprision of treason, a development that sparked outrage from his defense team and supporters in court. The prosecution alleges that Lukwago failed to disclose information related to treason, which they argue he was obligated to report to authorities. However, Lukwago maintains that the individuals mentioned in the case are his clients, whom he was representing in his capacity as a lawyer.
Lawyers representing PFF chairman and former Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago, led by Medad Lubega Segona, together with his wife Zawed Derwama, friends and other relatives, gathered at Chira police station. They had received information suggesting that their missing relative, whom they had searched for 2 days, had been brought here for questioning.
You can either be in the zebra, you wait for any communication, or you go beyond it.
At Chira police station, journalist leaders and other people were repeatedly pushed away by security officers, with no one being allowed to approach the station.
You see, they're asking us to even leave this place and go and hide in the gardens.
So when it reached 1, I came back to find out whether I would be allowed in. I was rather shocked when I saw them commanding female police officers to come and arrest me, so I had to excuse myself and leave.
Lukwago's wife and their son were initially prevented from seeing him and remained waiting outside for some time. At about 2 p.m., activity at Chira police station intensified and additional police vehicles arrived. Moments later, Lukwago was brought out of the station and placed in the waiting police vehicle, which then drove off at high speed. We followed the convoy through Chiraka, Nakawa, Zambia, and then Machindia with security personnel clearing the way. At around 2:30 p.m., Lukwago arrived at Machindia Magistrates Court, where charges were read to him.
Of course, as you heard in the report there, he has been missing for 2 days. Former Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago, he did resurface at Chira police station in Wakiso district. Several relatives and friends later gathered at the station where they were allowed to meet him. But more importantly, the former Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago has been formally charged with misprision of treason, a development that sparked outrage from his defense team and supporters in court. Let's also follow that story.
It was an intense and highly charged atmosphere inside a packed Makindi Magistrates Court as lawyers and political figures appeared during the arraignment of former Kampala Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago. Visibly frail, with a clean-shaved head, Lukwago sat beside his wife and legal team as proceedings began. Lukwago was charged with misprision of treason. The state alleges that between 2021 and 2024, in both Kenya and Kampala, he failed to disclose information relating to alleged treasonous intentions involving Dr. Kizza Besigye, Hajabed Lutale, and others facing treason-related charges.
You're charged with misprision of treason, contrary to Section 25 of the Penal Code Act, Cap 128.
In response, Lukwago denied the allegations, telling court that the individuals cited by the state are his legal clients and that he cannot be criminally liable for actions protected under advocate-client privilege.
It's not true. Mention my clients. I'm representing them in the prison case. So how can I commit an offense of misprision of treason when I'm their lawyer?
His lawyers, led by Medad Lubega Segona, immediately applied for bail, citing multiple serious medical conditions, including complications linked to a dislocated metal implant in his cervical spine following a previous arrest.
Lordship, we have instructions to apply for bail as we now do. Yes, the accused person applies for bail on the following grounds. His fragile health suffers from a condition called gastritis, requires consistent medical supervision.
The prosecution objected, saying it required time to review the medical documents submitted. The defense requested a shorter adjournment, opposing the state's request for a week-long delay, arguing that Lukwago's health conditions required urgent considerations and that the state had not provided adequate documentation at the time of charging.
So, Your Honor, our response will not be limited to the letters she has mentioned. It will be endowed with the law, in the law. Also, we note that they've served us and brought in new grounds on the medical condition of the applicants herein.
Which state needs to verify?
Which we need to actually verify and see if it's the current state of the events. So we pray for more time, Your Honor, which is a strip of 1 week.
In the unlikely event that you are not in a position to grant bail today, we pray for one of the two things I'm going to mention. The first is owing to his medical condition.
The defense presented sureties including politicians Betty Ayol-Chan, Dr. Lulume Baiga, and Betty Namboze. Segona further argued for a short adjournment, but the state maintained the prison medical services were sufficient to manage Lukwago's condition. Presiding Magistrate Sarah Basimera ruled in favor of the state, adjourning the matter and remanding Lukwago until June 22nd, 2026.
So we can have a mention on Monday. Salongo will be remanded till then, till Monday. The prison authorities are directed to take into account
his medical condition. Specifically, we shall remind him to Makshonbe. I think that's where the hospital is. Yes, that is where the hospital is. And then you can have a meet-up with the prison authorities on the issue of your orthopedic bed, such that you can make arrangements and have it available to them.
The court also directed prison authorities to provide immediate medical care, including access to prescribed orthopedic mattress. Outside court, family members expressed disappointment while the defense vowed to continue pursuing his release.
Now, there is a team of lawyers, and we're talking celebrated lawyers who are out there to defend former Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago. Now, let's get to
it's quite interesting. So, Erias Lukwago was part of the lead counsel of Dr. Chiza Besigye. Now, he's been arrested and now arraigned in court, and now he's also having a team of lawyers representing him.
Very interesting. And that team also has a lead, and the lead lawyer is counsel Medad Robega Segona Akaria Magwa. Let's just get through that team of lawyers. It does include the Honorable Matthias Mpuga.
Right, so here they are. We have Honorable Medad Segona, former Member of Parliament, Honorable Mohammed Nsereko, former Member of Parliament, Honorable Matthias Mpuga, former Member of Parliament, all lawyers representing Erias Lukwago in this misprision of treason case. We also have Abubakar Sekanjako and Lawrence Kawiye. 5 of them will make sure that they are part of that, without forgetting Proskovia Kunhira and then Mariam Lutale. Mariam Lutale is actually the daughter to Obed Lutale. Haj Obed Lutale is the one in the same case with Dr. Kana Chiza Besigye. She also did stand in Kampala as a Member of Parliament contestant, but did not go through. That's what it's looking like. A couple of them. Let's see how that case does proceed.
Now, moving along, it is the Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago that is said to have committed the misprision of treason, which is a crime that is in the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and as well the Penal Code. So under Ugandan law, that's where we are at the moment. You're talking about a law that has come to the place that is making headlines and has for a certain time. It is the law in touch with treason. It is an offense against the state that involves plotting to overthrow the government by force, threatening the life or safety of the president, and undermining the constitution. It is governed by both the by the laws of the republic. So according to section 23 of the Penal Code Act, a person commits treason if they levy war against the Republic of Uganda, unlawfully cause or attempt to cause the death of the president, or unlawfully harm, maim or aim an offensive weapon gun at the person of the president. And then according to section 23 of the Penal Code again, contrive a plot and express it via an utterance or overt act to overthrow the government by the force of arms, aiding or abetting someone in committing these acts, or concealing knowledge of these acts. And now that's where we are at the moment, the place of concealing knowledge of those acts. Concealment, misprision of treason. Kanwe, that's the one we're talking about right now, isn't it?
Yes, we're doing about under Section 25 of the Penal Code Act. It is a felony if a person knows that someone is planning an act of treason and fails to report this to a magistrate or police officer. Now, that is where Erias Lukwago is being charged. Then we also have under treason, incitement and mutiny, including seducing and many others. But treason is one of the most serious crimes in Uganda. Upon conviction, the offense is punishable by death penalty, not an easy one. However, the state in Uganda has never convicted anyone in this particular one. So for a person to be officially charged and prosecuted for treason in Uganda, the law requires that the prosecution must commence within 5 years of the alleged commission of the offense.
So if the offense was committed beyond 5 years, it ceases.
It might not commence
an offense. So,
but there are so many individuals that have been, charged with this particular one, and most of them are actually political figures, that begs the question whether it is prosecution or persecution, including, let's break down those names of the people who have been charged with this particular offense of treason. We do have Dr. Kizza Besigye, the veteran opposition leader and four-time presidential candidate, who was charged with treason and misprision of treason in 2025. Prosecutors alleged that he participated in meetings in cities across Kenya, Greece, Switzerland to plot to remove the government by force.
That case is still very much on there. Retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye on that list as well. Haj Obed Lutale, an aide to Dr. Besigye, who was jointly charged with him in the treason case, with prosecutors alleging they organized military training and solicited logistical support to topple the state. That is a case that is very much still on.
Then we also have the person also charged with them, the two, Haj Obed Lutale and Kizza Besigye. Captain Dennis Ola from the UPDF, a military officer accused alongside Besigye and Lutale of involvement in the same subversion plot. Oh, by the way, to be able to bring evidence and prosecution proceeds on this treason case, prosecution has to provide evidence that you were not alone. Then we have Lieutenant General Henry Tumukunde, former presidential candidate and security minister, who was arrested and charged with treason in 2020 after radio and television interviews where he allegedly called on a neighboring country, in this case, so we can now say that it was Rwanda, to help remove the Ugandan leadership.
He has survived it and ended up in cabinet.
He's now the new Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development. Robert Chagulanyi Bobi Wine charged with treason in 2018 alongside others like Kassiano Wadri after the events in Arua where his driver was shot dead following dropped firearms charges.
Very interesting, that one right there.
And now, let's see how this particular treason case does proceed. It's going to be an interesting one, Samson, because most of some of these things, we wait to see what evidence is presented to court.
And the most interesting one is, of course, that we have to note is the fact that nobody has so far been convicted of this particular offense, at least not yet.
The leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi, has written to Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oboth, requesting an urgent recall of the House to discuss what he describes as escalating human rights violations and disregard of the rule of law. In a 17th June later, 2026, Senyonyi warned that waiting until Parliament resumes on the 7th of July would pose significant risks to Ugandans.
The opposition caucus in Parliament held a closed-door meeting at Parliament to deliberate on several issues, including the arrest of former Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago by security forces. After the meeting, MPs addressed the media, condemning what they described as intimidation and unlawful arrests.
So if an officer of court is being abducted because he has pursued a court remedy to say, court, I have this matter, summon this person, court issues summons, and then the officer of court is abducted, and the judiciary thinks it is safe. No, you are not safe.
Leader of the opposition, Joel Senyonyi, said they have officially written to the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oboth, requesting an urgent recall of the House to address the issues raised.
And I've seen correspondence by the government chief whip reminding the ministers responsible to get set to respond to these issues. I don't think we should wait for 7th July. It's too far away for these violations to continue happening. It's too far. The country wants to see the legislature directing the country, giving direction, because we are the ones who make the laws.
The caucus also called for charges into corruption allegations previously linked to former Speaker Anita Among during her leadership at Parliament.
Was apprehended because she broke the law, stole taxpayers' money, and she abused office. Of course, I'm waiting for her day in court. I'm not one of those who got very excited when I saw they were seizing her home and so on. I'm waiting for her to be produced in court. All this evidence we have been adducing is presented and she gets to be charged.
All right, now let's throw some perspective on the particular story that we did start with, that is on treason. We're now joined by Counsel Muyizi Samuel, who is, of course, a lawyer and human rights defender. Counsel, many thanks for joining us this evening. Now, let me ask, and let's begin from here, looking into how things are. Lukwago now joins a list of the different people who have been charged with offenses related to treason, and his charge is one aspect of treason. My question is, why does government continue to slap these charges which never get to their conclusion? They never get anyone convicted.
Yes, in the history of the country, you realize that treason has been widely used as a political holding charge. In the 1980s, late 80s, 90s, you find that many DP stalwarts were held on treason. You'll find that early 2000, it was a cycle for reform agenda. Its activists and others related to retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye. Along the way, you found that the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, around the time when he rose and it was very apparent he was going to stand for president, he became such a victim. So the story has been, especially around the years of politics, it has been used so widely. Well, by the government, especially against
it never gets anyone convicted. Begs the question, is it that too hard to provide evidence for a treason charge?
Any charge, leave alone treason, is one on evidence. I think the nature of investigations has contributed widely to this. Specifically that the army has taken over all investigations in such related cases. You know for a fact that evidence that is extracted by the military will rarely see the light of day in a court where due process is expected. You'll find that most of these offenses depend on confessions, and most of these confessions, you realize, have been procured through torture. Most confessions have not succeeded in these courts of law. You've seen that most of the suspects have come in courts of law limping. I have such a case where one of the suspects came to court without one eye, yet they went in detention with both eyes. It's such incidences that make it very complicated for any treason charge to succeed in courts of law. Courts of law do not prosecute matters which involve people who are tortured.
So, Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye is charged with treason. Elias Lukwago is charged with misprision of treason. How are the two different? Does the case of Elias Lukwago carry the same weight with that of Dr. Kizza Besigye?
Well, you would say it's a lesser charge. That's why you see we've even managed to get a chance to apply for bail before a Chief Magistrate's Court. That tells it all. This is merely about concealment. They say you concealed information having known that there was a plot committing treason by a suspect. But it becomes very peculiar in the case of Honorable Lukwago, who is a lawyer to the people who are alleged to be the persons who are the government suspects who are committing treason. So it brings in a new perspective, whether a lawyer is one such person who can be accountable.
That's going to be an interesting legal case, Counsel Muyizi, but looking into the understanding of now the legal team of Dr. Kizza Besigye, Elias Lukwago has been the lead counsel. What does that mean for the legal team for Kizza Besigye? Does that mean that Elias Lukwago, who is being charged of misprision of treason, can no longer represent Dr. Kizza Besigye, who is charged of treason?
No, we were a bit happy that the two files, it's not one file. The Honorable Lukwago has been charged on a separate file, not the same, and that cannot preclude him from representing or remaining as the senior counsel on the team. So we believe we shall still have him on our team, because any court of law would release the Honorable Lukwago in the condition that he is on bail when we go back probably on Monday. So we are still very hopeful that he will still lead our team in defense of the retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye.
We're talking about bail very briefly, and finally, does the weight of the charge in any way stop him from getting bail? Does it become a barrier?
Of course, one of the considerations of grant of bail, one of the major considerations is the gravity of the offense, because it is presumed that a person who holds, whose charge is one where the penalty is death, can easily be suspected to be a person who can really become a person suspected of jumping bail, or there's high chances the court sometimes believes a person on such a capital offense or a charge which we say is very grave, that there are chances of being threats of flight and not to stand trial. That's the only issue that comes around such grave offenses. But with a person like the antecedents, character, and the standing of the Honorable Elias Lukwago, there are other considerations that can make that not a matter that you would expect a president of a political party, a senior lawyer in town, a person who has been in politics for quite some time. Such are not persons probably in the discretion of court that would be expected to be a flight risk. And so the gravity of the offense on such persons may not determine, may not be such that may be used against them being granted bail. It happens in so many other people,
right?
In so many other cases of persons probably who are not as prominent, who are not of the stature of the Honorable Elias Lukwago, but not to discount that the gravity of an offense can really be considered by court in determining whether to grant bail or not.
Samuel Muizi, it's been a pleasure having you, and thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and insights on that particular story.
It's a pleasure.
Here's more to come.
More to come.
Police have confirmed that 6 people died in a fatal road accident that occurred along Masaka-Mutukula Highway. Now, that story and much more coming up here on NBS Live at 9. We'll tell you how that incident involved an fuel tanker that was transporting fuel to Tanzania. All those details, we have them after return from this break.
In a fast-moving world, why are we still stuck with paperwork? Signing here, stamping there, moving from office to office. It's exhausting. Now, there's a better way. With UG Pass, you can securely prove your identity, sign documents, and access government services anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stress. Everything is instant, safe, secure, and government-backed. UG Pass, your identity secured. Available in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. UG Pass is a product of NITA Uganda.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
In 30 seconds, I'll tell you why you have until the 30th of June 2026. Fast! The 30th of June is your deadline to file your tax returns for the financial year ending 2025-2026. Don't wait! Late filing means errors, and errors mean penalties. Second, if you have an outstanding tax, pay your principal by the 30th of June 2026, and URA will give you a 100% tax waiver. No interest, no penalties, gone. File and pay now at www.ura.go.ug.
Developing Uganda together. Carrying cash can be stressful. The I&M Bank multi-currency prepaid card makes paying smart and simple. Load and spend confidently in 9 currencies: Ugandan shilling, Kenyan shilling,
Tanzanian shilling, Rwandan franc, Indian rupees, United States dollar, British pound, euro, and South African rand. Enjoy safe, simple payments wherever you go. The I&M Bank multi-currency prepaid card is open to everyone, whether you have an I&M Bank account or not. Get yours today and pay confidently worldwide in 9 currencies.
I&M Bank Uganda Limited is regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund up to 10 million shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
I&M Bank, on your side.
There is a new era of elegance and it begins at your event. At Peno Events, we have upgraded with fresh, modern, stylish event pieces designed to transform any space into a masterpiece. From luxury tents to elegant furniture to premium mobile washrooms, hand wash stations, lounge sets, parasols, wooden chairs, modern chair set, banquet setup. Peno Events. Safe, reliable, stylish. Book now.
Calling all P4 to P7 pupils. Here's a chance to win school fees and up to 12 million shillings for your school in the Bank of Uganda Primary School's poetry competition. Write a poem on any one of these 3 themes: the benefits of saving money in the bank, how to save money and why we should save, or how to handle currency notes and coins. Email your poem to bou60@bou.or.ug or drop it off at any Bank of Uganda branch by 30th June 2026. Poems should be between 10 to 30 lines long, original, and never published before. Only 1 entry per pupil. For more information, visit bou.or.ug/bou60.
Life unfolds in chapters. Through many of these chapters, Jubilee has been present. But life does not happen in separate chapters, and protection should not be separate either. 2 journeys have become one. Jubilee Life and Jubilee Health are now one. Here for every chapter, together for better. Jubilee Life Insurance Company of Uganda is regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
You will always know when you're in the presence of the finest. It's like time slows down, just enough for you to feel everything in full flavor.
Just Kamut Lager. Alcohol is not for certain persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into NBS Live at 9. Now, police have confirmed that 6 people died in a fatal road accident that occurred along the Masaka-Mutukula highway. The accident involved a Hino fuel tanker that was transporting fuel to Tanzania. The tanker reportedly rammed into a taxi that had stopped by the roadside to drop off a passenger. 5 people died instantly, while 1 succumbed to injuries at Kadisizo Hospital.
At Botera Trading Center along Chotera Mutukula Road, where the accident occurred, we found police officers removing bodies from the scene and the injured ones to Kalisizo Hospital in Chotera district. According to eyewitnesses, the Tanzanian registered fuel tanker trailer registration number T813DYP/T251DZH caused the deadly crash after its driver allegedly lost control while speeding from Masaka to Mutukula. The tanker rammed into a Toyota Hiace taxi, commonly known as drone, registration number UBH 378W, which had stopped by the roadside to drop off a passenger.
Okusinziira ku kye tulabye tukakasiza nti driver wa trailer badde yeebase ekyemukisa omubi ne wabaawo era omukyala bambi agirinyidde awo wennyini nga ddakyotera bambi naye afiiriddewo ng'ate bo bali bamaze okuvaamu.
Kkubo libi tebalifuddeeko n'ab'emmotoka ebinene nabo bavuga nnyo.
The tanker reportedly struck the taxi from behind, a fact that has also been confirmed by police. Twaha Kasile, the police spokesperson for the Greater Masaka region, confirmed that 6 people lost their lives in the crash, with 5 dying on spot and 1 dying later at the hospital. According to police, the deceased have been identified as Reste Naluwoza, age 40, Maxi Nalubega, 28, and Noelina Naiga, aged 60. The identities of other victims had not yet been established by press time. Police attributed the accident to reckless driving and urged motorists to observe traffic regulations.
But we condemn such acts of drivers that drive recklessly and overspeed in such areas, like for example center, where someone is driving at a terrible speed, ending up killing our people. But we have him in our coolers as investigations commence.
At Kalisizo Hospital, we found relatives and friends of the victims gathered in grief. Inside the wards, medical personnel were working tirelessly to stabilize survivors who sustained injuries in the crash. Many of the injured were unable to speak due to the trauma and pain that they had endured. Family members of the victims were visibly devastated, with some telling us that they are still struggling to come to terms with the loss of their loved ones. Police says the bodies of the deceased are undergoing post-mortem examinations before being handed over to their families for burial arrangements.
2 motor vehicles have also been towed to Kalisizo police pending inspection by the IO.
Feedback brought to you by.
In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Absa Business Banking.
Well, it is quite a sad story. What I want to say is arrive alive. Do everything in your power to arrive alive, whether you're in a car, taxi, or a bike, whatever it may be. But it's about that time
you're an advocate of late coming. Arrive late, but arrive alive.
At least arrive alive. It's quite important.
No, I agree with you. Let's get into our feedback question tonight. 6 fatalities have been reported in a Masaka Chotera accident. How can Uganda better tackle the ongoing road safety crisis? Hashtag NBS Live at 9. On to our first comment, Charles Darius Mujuni says Ministry of Works and Transport should look into expanding these highways. Surely they are very narrow. Is the size of the road really the problem?
Or the drivers themselves? Godfrey over there says there is a need for regular inspection of all vehicles. Need to increase on the number of traffic officers in various parts of the country. Drivers should also go through regular mental checkups to assess their mental status. Also, I think there's more we can do.
I agree. People are getting too behind the steering when they're not mentally okay.
Yeah.
Cosmas Amtaide says, to effectively tackle Uganda's escalating road safety crisis, the government and stakeholders must implement a comprehensive strategy targeting human error, infrastructure, and law enforcement. There's also that.
Neyoha, that's his name. Neyoha. There we go. Failure of traffic police to investigate clearly the causes of road accidents has greatly contributed. But going forward, all roads should be separated one way to avoid fatal head-to-head collisions. One of the things I think needs to happen is that older cars from 2010, 2012 should stop coming in.
You know, the Entebbe Expressway is separated. There's a lane for the left and the lane for the right, but there are still crashes.
Well, let's move on from that and get to more of our stories. Ahead of the June 24 Kalangala District Women Member of Parliament by-election, harsh weather conditions on Lake Victoria have slowed campaign activities, with candidates struggling to reach voters across the district's island. Strong seasonal winds have made water transport difficult, disrupting travel and delaying campaign schedules as contenders intensify their final push for votes.
The 5 candidates vying to replace the late Kalangala District Woman Member of Parliament, Helen Nachmali, have intensified campaigns ahead of next week's June 24th by-election. However, candidates and their campaign teams say they are facing mounting challenges reaching voters across Kalangala's 64 inhabited islands due to harsh weather conditions in Lake Victoria.
We always have the 9 days of the strongest trauma on the lake, and they are the very days we are in.
I want to convey my stern warning to all the fishmongers, to all those who are soliciting for votes, that the lake, it's rough.
Strong winds and rough waters have disrupted water transport, making it difficult for campaign teams to travel between islands and maintain their campaign schedules.
So many waves and tough waves.
Interim Vice Chairperson for Buganda Region, Haruna Chaine Kasolo, who is part of the party's campaign team, says the adverse weather has significantly affected transportation and slowed campaign activities.
I'm told that you are not supposed to move with a ship when you come into Kalangala, but we suspect because the opposition imported a candidate from Luwero, that candidate might not know about the norms and issues surrounding the lake. Could be she moved with a ship, and that's why the lake is not happy now.
NRM is not alone. Other candidates and their campaign teams have also struggled to keep their schedules as rough weather continues to hamper movement across the islands.
So it has not been easy on my side, but I've tried to manage every day. At least I make sure that I visit Assam County. Residents say the ongoing campaigns have exposed visiting politicians to the transportation and weather-related challenges island communities contend with daily.
To us islanders, it's an opportunity for other people to see and to feel what we always go through in islands. We always tell people that Kalangala is a hard-to-reach area, and they don't know what it means. Local leaders have urged all candidates and campaign teams traveling across Lake Victoria to exercise caution, warning that the strong winds continue to pose a risk to water transport.
The lake is very turbulent, and it is risky moving on the lake. So I want to advise whoever is coming, one, don't forget coming with a life jacket. Carry your life jacket. But if you can avoid moving on the lake, please avoid, because the lake is not what? It's not very friendly.
Stories of development are one of my favorites, and Tororo General Hospital is set to ease long-standing delays in emergency response as a new staff housing complex nears completion. The facility will house at least 16 critical health workers who have been living far from the hospital, a situation that has often affected response times during emergencies. Expected to be completed by the end of this month, the project will bring essential medical staff closer to patients, improve emergency response, and strengthen service delivery at one of Eastern Uganda's busiest referral hospitals.
These multi-story buildings under construction are said to become staff houses for health workers at Tororo General Hospital. The project was awarded to the UPDF Engineering Brigade in mid last year at a cost of over 2 billion shillings. It was funded through compensation from the Standard Gauge Railway project after former staff quarters at the hospital were affected by the railway construction.
We decided to build this staff house for the health workers such that when you come here at night, there is no excuse that the health worker is very far, cannot come and treat the patient.
The project, which was expected to be completed within 12 months, is now about 90% complete and is expected to be commissioned by the end of June. At least 16 health workers will be accommodated in the new housing units, a development district leaders say will enhance service delivery at the hospital by ensuring medical personnel are readily available, especially during nighttime emergencies when quick response is critical.
A hospital is a 24/7 facility, which means it should be operating all the time. So for that to happen, we should be having our staffs living within the vicinity of the facility. And that means they are easily accessible and also can easily get back to their residences at whatever time they are out of office.
With more than 100 staff attached to the hospital, leaders are now calling for a fair allocation process that prioritizes critical personnel.
Because now these are only 16 units, and we have called upon the hospital administration and the board to ensure that the critical staffs are the ones who are allocated houses at this structure.
The leaders have also warned against corruption and negligence of duty, saying staff who will benefit from their accommodation must remain professional and accountable to patients.
We want to have a call center. For me personally, wherever I move in the community, I give out my numbers for proper communication so that we find out who is who. Anybody call me if you are in the hospital and you are getting some information of extortion. We don't want that vice. This is a government facility. The services are totally free.
Start something new, something uplifting, something so effortless and golden. A thirst-quenching burst of sweetness and malty flavor, so rich and full of memories. It's 100% taste, 0 alcohol. Try it, savor it, feel it elevate every moment. Sip after sip, gulp after gulp. After all, life's about turning ordinary thrills into golden chills.
Start something malty with the new Evervest Malt Apple and Pineapple. Try the burst of sweetness and malty flavor. It's 100% taste, 0 alcohol. Available in a shop or supermarket near you. Evervest Malt. Make every moment golden. Evervest Malt is from the makers of PepsiCo.
You need a bigger space to grow your business.
You need to be ready for any season.
You need faster checkouts for these busy days.
You need more equipment to meet demand.
You need to make sure everyone gets paid on time.
In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. ABSA Business Banking.
In a world that's always changing, the foundations of trust must stay strong. For over 60 years, we've built the minds that build trust, shaping the professionals who carry confidence into boardrooms, communities, and lives. Because trust doesn't happen by chance, it's built, tested, and taught. As the world moves forward, so do we, blending data, innovation, and human insight to prepare the next generation of industry leaders.
Insurance Training College in Uganda, enhancing professionalism.
Sorry, the number you have called is currently switched off. Please try again later.
The Kamani is not picking up my calls. He has now switched off his phone. He looked legit, so I paid him 500K to process my NSSF money. How dare you!
Uganda Uganda is blessed with extraordinary natural beauty, but who's protecting it? This Friday, the National Environment Management Authority honors the champions of our environment. The National Environment Sustainability Awards, NESA 2026, recognizing individuals, organizations, and institutions going above and beyond to safeguard Uganda's future. Join us live on NBS TV, Friday, 19th of June from 8 to 9 p.m.
From 11 June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on 4 dedicated channels, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
Life unfolds in chapters. Through many of these chapters, Jubilee has been present. But life does not happen in separate chapters, and protection should not be separate either. Two journeys have become one. Jubilee Life and Jubilee Health are now one. Here for every chapter, together for better. Jubilee Life Insurance Company of Uganda is regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800 211 033 to get started.
It is uncertainty that is looming for lack of direction for the Acholi Parliamentary Group APG as Betty Anthony Akol steps down with no clear date or plan for a fresh elections. And Norbert Mao, Gilbert Olanya and Peter Okot's names have all surfaced for the chairmanship of the 12th Parliament. But who will it then be?
I decided that for now, I should leave the leadership of Acholi Parliamentary Group.
For the past 5 years, he has been at the helm of Acholi Parliamentary Group, with many describing his tenure as a mixed bag with little success and much left to be desired. According to his fellow members of Parliament of the 11th Parliament, many things remain undone for the region.
Acholi agenda, issue of land, when I was a child, it's just there. You could hardly see it's very big. Leave alone the small ones in courts.
Last time we were totally divided. And when we are divided, we break the heart of our people. So this time, I would like to see the Acholi Parliamentary Group working in unison.
The President of the Republic of Uganda gave 2 orders. The orders were not followed up to now. The Balalos are still here in Acholi sub-region. They are still there.
As confusion grows over who will become the new chair of the group, clique forming and party affiliations are feared to take center stage. Gilbert Olanya has declared his intentions, while Peter Okot and Norbert Mao's name have both surfaced.
The best person for the chairperson of Acholi Parliamentary Group would be Honorable Norbert Mao, but looking at the mandate given to him, being a minister, he may not have enough time. And the way I look at it, that I am going to ask my fellow members of Parliament from Acholi Parliamentary Group if they can give me the mandate to lead them for these 5 years as a chairperson of the Acholi Parliamentary Group, that would be great.
I think Okot would be a better candidate to unite all these our leaders who belong from different political parties.
Former APG member and NRM Secretary General Richard Odwong says the Acholi Parliamentary Group must decide what they want to be, but they must first understand the task ahead and what needs to be done.
Now, this is a society in transition. Transition from conflict, transition from war, trauma, into production, settlement, and recovery. Now, we need leaders that can help them in the process.
From the Greater West Nile, Lao and Acholi, Wok area, it's on Acholi that has not elected its new leadership. West Nile is headed by Obongi's Caps Fungaru, and Lao is headed by Yam South Member of Parliament, Ogwang Obura.
Musicians and fans are gathered at Nexpedia Park for the official launch of singer Ray G's upcoming Kampla concert scheduled for the 7th of August at Korolo Airstrip. Ray G thanked fellow artists for their patience and support, noting that their resilience in the midst of Uganda's current socio-economic challenges is something for the books as they continue to build their careers. The Runyankore singer was joined by several artists expected to perform at the concert, including Omega 256, Levixon, Lydia Jasmine, and T. Paul, among others. Organized with support from Nexpedia Park, the concert will see Ray G headline, one of Uganda's major entertainment venues.
Nkani ngamba n'umweshongozi mutahi wanje yanyereka ngo abeshongozi nibo bantu abo kusingayo kugira obwa ruhanga. How kugira ngo ruhanga nduyikirize ugire faith omuriwe konko mweshongozi nazo mu studio atakumecha kuza kwishongora akishongora kishohora atera y'abantu ajati baza kukireba bakireba na ikirizo mu cyatakarebere kandi ahamya ngo ruhanga naza kora ki so abeshongozi akonka ngatungireho nkijo yijo kura ngo ntwikiriza munonge kirengera ahandi ijo muntu wena twino kwikiriza kwa mani nsigareka ha murimo gundi gukora kandi ogurunguza kutora kororo ogo muri muntu gukora ombwara hanga ya okore cyeshongoro create it turukuchiha mutwe aho kuteka tejera tichiteka teko you download it from the divine. Music is divine. No matter satura gospel ekitagurro kasteba music ukakwata sound ukagiteka umuhanda gumo ukagitereze kasohoza irakarumwe no wareta owaruhanga frequency ejejine ya so ninkunganya abahagizi banje n'abakunda music mwena ngo muyije celebratinge ukubaho kwa ruhanga no kwikiriza no burungi bwa rukundo music yitu aha rukororo ebero mushanju akagambero wananyeta nabasinga uburungi
Social Spotlight, finding out what our leaders are saying. I'm a big fan, big fan.
I'm a big fan. Are you a big fan here?
Sorry?
Are you a big fan?
Of reading, yes. Okay. Mr. Andelina Ramaphosa and his team paid a courtesy call this afternoon at Nakasero State Lodge. They presented proposals for collaboration with Nagrik and the Regional Service Center initiative at Namunkekera Farm at strengthening the regulated breeding, investing and export of Ankole cattle. They are into Ankole cattle to the Sadak region and beyond, Namunkekera, right? They also shared a proposal to establish a BOT laboratory to help address the challenge of counterfeit agro inputs in the country. I welcome these ideas. I thank them for the initiative. The government will study the proposals and support initiatives that advance Uganda's socio-economic transformation.
I think when you come in as an investor and you do something amazing and you end up on his Twitter, you've arrived.
South Africans in Uganda. Right?
I know. Winnie Byanyima says progress on Ebola vaccines and treatments is encouraging. Without strong health systems, trust and equitable access, however, we risk repeating the cycle of outbreaks and inequality. quality.
If somebody ever made very good noise very often, it is Engineer Winnie Byanyima.
I mean, it's quite important news, if I should say, isn't it?
Business Pulse, brought to you by
Well, let's jump into some business this evening. With just 14 days left before the close of the 2025-26 financial year, the Uganda Revenue Authority is racing against time to collect the remaining share of its revenue target while preparing for an even bigger assignment in the new financial year.
The Uganda Revenue Authority says that it has collected 85% of its domestic revenue target, with about 3 trillion shillings still to be mobilized before the 30th of June 2026.
Which we expect to come from the returns of our tax heads: income tax, rental tax, value-added tax, as you earn, as you pay salaries and bonuses, you pay your tax returns, and those who are paying dividends to pay withholding tax.
The Commissioner of Domestic Taxes at Uganda Revenue Authority, Dennis Kugonza, has urged individuals, businesses and corporations to file returns and clear outstanding tax obligations.
They should prepare the accounts properly, ensure they are reviewed by auditors, and they file the right tax. There shouldn't be any declaration, any income left out, not declared, or inflating the expenses for income tax.
Kugonza stressed that taxpayer compliance remains key to achieving the 37.2 trillion shillings domestic revenue target within the remaining days of the financial year.
The compliance has been good throughout the year. We appreciate the taxpayers who have complied, and at the moment we are so far at 85% of domestic tax revenue collections.
Looking ahead, Uganda Revenue Authority has confidence in meeting the 45 trillion shillings target for the financial year 2026-2027, despite the increase, saying improved compliance and expansion of the tax base will be critical.
Current tax register is over 5 million taxpayers, those with tax identification number at the moment. But the change to NIN will help us to only register those who have businesses and are able to pay taxes. Currently, the contribution is over, those who are contributing are over 2 million out of 5 million taxpayers on the register.
The Commissioner also said that the authority has put in place administrative measures to implement the new tax measures announced in the national budget, including taxes on fuel, cooking oil, and some building materials.
Is ready for tax education and sensitization, to sensitize the taxpayers, the community, the public, about these new measures.
URA further noted that it is working with the Petroleum Authority of Uganda and other agencies to prepare for taxation in the oil and gas sector ahead of commercial production in July 2026.
Well, let's have a look there at some of our stock, or rather securities exchange, and see what some of our stocks have been doing like this evening. It was quite a stable but also mixed day all throughout, as you can see. Started off with those Airtel Uganda, 153 shillings is how you buy those shares today. It was up 0.60%, while Batu was stable, Bobu was stable, DFCU was stable. Not much change happening there. DFC selling their shares at 333. While Centum Investment, on the other hand, was down 0.21%, selling their shares at 382.99. East African Breweries Limited was up 0.42%, selling their shares at 7,189.94. Those are our stocks for this evening. Now national boxing team, or rather, actually, before I get to sport, I just forgot that I need to get you those particular stocks, the Forex updates. I know if you have been wondering how it has been faring with all the global markets and all the changes, especially with how Trump has brought in that deal with Iran, well, the US dollar has gone slightly down. You were used to seeing the dollar buying at 3,007, but now it's buying at 3,642.14, selling at 3,652.14, slightly less over there. The British pound was buying at 4,879.74, selling at 4,896.06. Let's look at the Kenyan shilling over there, buying at 28.09 and selling at 28.26, while the Tanzanian shilling was buying at 1.38, selling at 1.40. Let's go to South Africa and look at the rand, buying at 224.97 and selling 226.01 altogether. Those are our Forex update for this evening. Now we can get to sport. Now, the national boxing team, the Bombers, has intensified preparations for the 2026 Commonwealth Games, scheduled to start next month in Glasgow, Scotland. Uganda will be represented by 6 boxers, including 2 lady boxers.
The national boxing team has intensified preparations for the 2026 Commonwealth Games scheduled to start next month in Glasgow, Scotland. Uganda will be represented by 6 boxers, including 2 lady boxers. Twaibu Mayanja and Bate Nuhu have been confirmed the coach and captain of the national boxing team that will take part in this year's Commonwealth Games, due July 23rd to August 2nd in Glasgow, Scotland. The team of 6, including 2 lady boxers, will represent the country at the Games that will bring together over 3,000 athletes from different disciplines from 74 member countries. Today, Uganda Boxing Federation President and officials from the National Council of Sports paid a courtesy visit to the team training at the Hams Nachivubo Stadium.
The boxers are healthy, they are in good physical condition. They have the best team of coaches, about 11 of them. Some are doing voluntarily, some official coaches on the team. National Council has been supportive. They have promised to support further. They've promised to provide resources for the team even before they travel. And we are working together.
I want to thank Uganda Boxing Federation for this level of organization. It shows that the government money is being put into good use. Which more accountability can you give than us even witnessing physically what is going on? So I know that boxing is in the right direction. And I want to say that we need to redeem our past glory, where boxing becomes the #1 sport in bringing medals to the country.
Tuna partnership ne Uganda Boxing Federation ne range kambi the Bombers nga tebana extra agenda Scotland bajukiwa ne banga lyonna bagenda kupanga training naffe. As we am stadium, we decided to collaborate and even coordinate with the Uganda Boxing Federation so that we can give them all what's needed so that they can represent the country in Commonwealth.
The team selected from the Competitive Champions League is holding its non-residential training at the Hams Nachivubo Stadium with optimism of returning home with medals.
With 2 girls and 4 boys, we have Kashabe Angel, who's going to represent us in light flag. We've got Nakalema Emily in the welterweight. We've got Kemisi Ibrahim in the 60 or lightweight. We've got Bateno, who is our captain. We've got Ojoka Alfred and Aziz Yingo, who's the heavyweight. Who's going to represent us in the heavyweight.
We are okay, first of all. Second, we are working very hard to do the necessary, fully needed in action to win the gold medals, bring them back in Uganda.
Uganda that is set to be represented in 9 sports disciplines at this year's Games won 5 medals from the 2022 Birmingham Games, with one coming from boxer Teddy Nachimuli, while the others came from the athletics.
Now, women who play football really fascinate me. Meanwhile, Kawempe Muslim ladies reached their second consecutive FUFA Women Cup final after completing a dominant 6-0 aggregate semi-final victory over last year's winners. Over Amos College women. Kawempe beat Amos College 3-0 this afternoon at home following the earlier first leg victory with the same margin in Bukadea. In the other semi-final, Kampala Queens booked their maiden cup final with a convincing 4-0 aggregate win over Ladies Doves. The Queens secured a 2-0 win in the return leg played in Masindi after the first leg triumph by a similar score. The final is scheduled for this Sunday at Fufa Kadiba Stadium, with both sides chasing their maiden cup title.
I'm actually honored to have won the championship and moving to play the final game, and that is the final match that's going to be at Kadiba. We are playing against Kampala Queen. I know a game that's not going to be very easy, but I'm very optimistic that we are going to win the trophy. I've been talking to my girls, and our motive this year is to win a double. We won the league, and our aim is to see that at least we win this cup final.
I'm so excited and so happy for the team because we worked so hard to go there, and we wish we do our best. We pray to God that enables us to win this trophy. Today we are so happy that we maintained our performance from the away game from Amos, and we maintained it and we maintained our score.
And feelings because we've been winning the previous 2 games. We've been winning in Masindi, but the happiness, of course, is making it to the final for the first time, writing history at the club. I think it is a good feeling, and we thank the players who have put up a good fight still. I think we have to enjoy this moment first. Maybe we'll think about the final after, but at this moment we have to enjoy the moment, because writing history to reach the final for the first time, I think it is a big thing to us and to the club. So
Welcome home. It is small, but it is something. Everyone starts from somewhere. Welcome home. The problem is the foundation.
Do you know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house.
Muzafaru, the day I decide to build. In fact, I will import the foundation into the country. By the way, your security lights, they are very small. Me, when I build my house, I will put the motion sensor.
As you can see, the living room, I managed to bring in some tiles.
And I told you, when I build my house, I get tiles from Italy raw, bring them here, original. This nonsense of having one TV, me!
Some people talk about building houses. Others build them.
Do you have land? I am working on it.
You buy your buy today and get the job done. Strong, reliable, available at hardware shops countrywide.
Yes. It hasn't been easy at all.
No.
But with your buy, chiba chibwa.
So you buy, your buy.
Oh,
MTN voice bundle. Ay. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21 hash and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
Start something new, something uplifting, something so effortless and golden. A thirst-quenching burst of sweetness and multi-flavor, so rich and full of memories. It's 100% taste, 0 alcohol. Try it, savor it, feel it elevate every moment. Sip after sip, gulp after gulp. After all, life's about turning ordinary thrills into golden chills.
Start something malty with the new Evervest Malt Apple and Pineapple. Try the burst of sweetness and malty flavor. It's 100% taste, 0 alcohol. Available in a shop or supermarket near you. Evervest Malt. Make every moment golden. Evervest Malt is from the makers of PepsiCo.
In the heart of Kampala, there's a place where every moment feels intentional. Welcome to the Amin Pasha Hotel and Spa, a century of quiet elegance, timeless charm, and warm hospitality. From serene gardens to refined dining and peaceful stays, every experience is designed to help you slow down, reconnect, and unwind. Whether for business, a weekend escape, or a well-deserved pause, discover a different side of the city at the Amin Pasha Hotel and Spa.
Hey travelers, are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom, instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020-5000123.
The Ministry of Health informs the public to remain vigilant against Ebola virus disease. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, fever, and body weakness. If you or someone you know develops the symptoms, seek medical attention immediately. Protect yourself and others by avoiding handshakes and unnecessary physical contact, washing your hands regularly with soap and water, or using an alcohol-based sanitizer. Cleaning frequently touched surfaces and avoid direct contact with infected persons' body fluids like vomit, stool, sweat, and urine. To report a suspected Ebola case, send an SMS to 6767 and type alert, or call the toll-free number 0800 100 066. Report early, protect lives.
All right, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
It's been quite a night. Why not? Why don't we say good night?
Already? Are you ready to just...
No, I want to see how Portugal is performing
there's a game.
against DRC.
I think that one has finished. But sport this morning, guest is Chico Lawi, senior sports analyst and pundit. Topic World Cup 360 and sportscaster view so far.
Pundit.
The World Cup is World Cupping.
No. Pundit.
It is World Cupping very well.
Pundit. I'll still say it. It's a pundit.
Mistreason.
That's a good one. That was Miss Misprision. Misprision. That's
All right,
correct.
and well, that's going to be happening on NBS Sport. And coming up is Deep Dive with Dalton Kawesa from the team. Victoria Sabia, dual citizen, Samson Kasumba, and myself.
I am also dual citizen. Heaven and here.
The number triple citizen.
It's a good night.
Good evening and welcome to the Deep Dive. My name is Dalton Kawesa. My guest tonight is one of the kind. She was among the youngest and influential faces in NRM government, rising from journalism to parliament and finally cabinet. For nearly a decade, she has sat under the center of Uganda's investment agenda, championing industrialization and defending government policy. Evelyn Anite, the State Minister for Privatization and Investment. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dalton.
Yes, it's been a while since we last touched base and you gave an interview. And I want you to come at a time when Cabinet is retreating. If you're given chance to address the newly appointed ministers, what would be the 3 things you'll tell them, the lessons?
First of all, I want to congratulate all the new ministers upon their appointment to be in the list of the top 100 important citizens of this country, because being in cabinet is just not a small thing. It's a very high office, ranking office in the soil. And if I'm to tell them 3 things, they should be themselves, because throughout my 13 years of being a minister, I was myself. I did not accept to be scripted. It comes with criticism and likes, but the most important thing is you have to be yourself, because if you're yourself, then you'll enjoy the job and do it naturally. That's one. The other thing is that they should work with passion, because if you are very passionate about the docket given to you, you're going to deliver beyond your expectation. Because I was very, very passionate about my job. It was almost as if I was born to do the work. So I did it without rules, but with passion. So what drove me most was my passion. So I would tell them to be very passionate and love their country. If you love your country more than yourself, then you will be able to just find yourself delivering and giving services to the people and satisfying. And your satisfaction is the happiness and the smile that you see on people's faces. The other thing that I would tell them to do is honesty. That they've got to be very honest, because in politics there's a lot of lies, and we tend to tell lies and cover the truth. Oftentimes, the number of times that I sat in cabinet, I was very truthful and very honest, brutally honest, and it earned me admiration and it earned me haters. And I must say that I don't regret that the haters came along, because I was very honest to myself and to my God and to my country and to my appointing authority. There was no single day that I did not give my honest opinion to my appointing authority.
Talking about the brutal truth, actually in one of the books of a former cabinet minister talks about the dishonesty at the table. Cabinet is about collective responsibility, even when you disagree. When you reflect on the 13 years, which is it's a big achievement, being a cabinet, what is that you think cabinet missed on point? What is that decision you think, when you look back, cabinet should have taken a different decision? And what is that decision, on the other hand, that really saw and said, we're right on the paper?
That's a little bit complex. I think, for me, it was the decision on dealing with corruption. I felt that we played double standard a lot. It depended on who has committed the crime, and we shielded the person. And if we had a very clear written rules on how to handle corruption, it was going to be an okay thing. But I didn't like the double standard. But you should know I'm under oath, so I cannot go...
Without going into specifics, did you ever stand up and tell your chairman in cabinet that let's not argue and let's not face double standards here? We need to tackle things as they are.
I told him severally
in cabinet,
and even in privacy, to one point that when I was discussing the Uganda Telecom saga,
yes,
I was so angry with the dishonesty and protection and covering up the truth and corruption that I went to him and I told him, if this is how NRM deals with corruption, I opt out, and I offered to resign. And he told me, no, you cannot resign. And he gave me reasons why I must not resign, and I should make a promise that I will not resign. And that was the first half of my first term as Minister for Investment. In the second term, the same thing happened with the corruption in Uganda Investment Authority. I was very, very angry because I had all my facts right with evidence, glaring evidence. But then I just saw things being covered and glossed around and all this. I was very bitter, and I ended up breaking down and crying.
Before the president?
Yes, before the president. And I'm like, this is not right. And at that point, that was the second time that I contemplated quitting my job. And I also said I'm going to quit. And then I was held back by family, by the president himself, by friends. And so, finally I got my relief with the cabinet reshuffle.
Just right there, do you have a feeling that the president is surrounded by people that mislead him, given the case of UTB and Investment Authority? Because you had your facts.
No, the president has oftentimes said that he takes decisions on strategy. There's so many things he has to look at. He looks at 360 degrees. And he is generally a very kind, patient, forgiving person. So what you see is very wrong. His Excellency, the President, whom I admire so much, my President, will tell you that, you know what? You have to muache. The Swahili word he uses is muache. So it is to say, leave them. So whereas I'll get angry, but he had reasons as to why he will pardon such people. He wants to give them a second chance. He wants to think that people will reflect and reform. So that's why he was doing that. But that patience and tolerance was weighing me down. And not only weighing me down alone, but with many other people. I am telling you, for the last 2 years, I removed from my status on X the title minister. I removed it for 2 years because I was so vexed up. I was like, then there's no need for me to actually be a minister. For 2 years, I removed it, and I just called myself Anita. And with my friends, we had a very common say that let us float. So basically for 2 years, I was just floating, taking one day at a time, and like, it's okay. Today you're going to go to work, and things are going to be the same anyways. So it's fine. You just float.
How many ministers were friends were in this kind of predicament, and they were just floating?
There are very many, and they've gotten reappointed. They're floating, and there's so many because you have to float for so many reasons. Why you have to float is for the financial benefit, for the fame that comes with it. Maybe that is the only thing that you have to hold on to for your family to depend on. So that's why they will be. They told me,
float.
Let's float. And so I was floating. I joined them in the floating spree, but that's not my position. I don't like to float. I like my views. I like to express my views and eloquently express them. And I demand change after I have expressed my views. I am very highly opinionated person.
So in just there, is these ministers that are floating that club, are there ministers that have stayed in the floating group for more than 3 terms of office?
There are those who have floated for even 20 years. There are those who have floated for...
And they are open about it?
Yes, they are open about it. And they will say, can't you see us? Are we talking here? Have you heard us say anything? They don't talk. They will just wake up, go for the meeting, and you will not hear them. And so that is the floating. You will not hear them. They will just be quiet. You have a subject they're discussing, you will not know their opinion. Maybe you'll just hear them bringing their sentiments in the corridors and break times. They will express their opinions maybe on weekends or something like that, but then you will never hear them on the floor.
So you, in other words, you are saying that these ministers who are highly capable are not working and floating just because of the modus operandi around cabinet. Is that true?
It's for so many reasons.
I'm called Awidi Isabella. I'm studying from Villa Maria School of Nursing. I've won a school fees with the MTN Momo. This school fees you win for a full year, which I'm very happy for it. I thank MTN Momo for helping me in paying my school fees.
We've paid all the fees for the year.
Thank you very much, because on Wednesday, the principal told me, look for my man and bring my man. I told her, me, I don't have man, and you have to wait until I get the money. But when I left our office, at 3, they called me that you have won the money from Momo. I said, how does it happen?
As long as you pay school fees using Momo, you stand a chance to win school fees for a year. Dial *165 *80# to win school fees for a year and more.
Better study tips. Scammers often pose as friends or family to gain your trust. Always verify requests for money or personal data, even if they seem urgent. A quick call to the person or company claiming to contact you can save you from falling victim to this deceit. In partnership with Uganda Communications Commission and NBS.
Don't let your mornings be boring. Switch it up and start your day with a bang.
Kambuze, what tambula, because given the pressures that come along with this, honorable, oberayo nakadde n'omulako kono gambo bakampulize ku music, maybe nga tugenda kamuli ntekemu music mpulirize.
Ate omujawa otambula bagamba generator weddemu amafuta.
Catch the morning switch Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 a.m. only on 106.1 Next Radio.
June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on 4 dedicated channels, live on SuperSport, only on GoTV.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
The world world is going digital and creativity is no longer just a passion, it's a pathway. Next Creator is building dignified job opportunities for young people by turning creativity into real careers. It's about more than just content. It's about learning digital skills that lead to sustainable income, branding yourself with confidence, understanding influence and the digital economy. Next Creator equips young creators with the tools they need to grow, adapt, and thrive in a fast-changing world. If you want to turn your ideas into opportunities, if you want to make creativity work for you, this is where you start. Next Creator, your skills, your future, your opportunity.
Fake news has affected me many times. Ugandans, we are now facing a problem of fake news, and it has become worse with social media. So social media has become a big tool in spreading fake news, which is very bad because everyone is on social media now. People are looking for likes, they want to promote their following, and they don't care what they bring out. I would advise Ugandans to be careful with the news they follow, the accounts they follow, those they like and share. You should not just see something and start sharing without ascertaining the source of that news.
In other words, you are saying that these ministers who are highly capable are not working and floating just because of the modus operandi around cabinet. Is that true?
It's for so many reasons.
Love doesn't end at I do. That's where the real journey begins. This year, the Bride and Groom Expo 2026 invites you to experience Beyond I Do, a journey of love, home and family. From planning your dream wedding to building your dream home, from unforgettable honeymoons to starting a family and making the right financial decisions for your future, it's all here under one roof. Meet trusted experts in home living, real estate, finance, parenting and lifestyle. Discover ideas, solutions, and inspiration to guide your next chapter. Whether you're newly engaged, newly married, or building your future together, this is your complete life journey experience. Happening 26 to 28 June 2026 at the Uma Multipurpose Hall. To book a stall, call 0772 354 940. Don't just plan a wedding, plan beyond it.
When the news moves, you move with it on AfroMobile. Get real-time updates and the moment they unfold. Choose from over 80 live TV and radio channels and follow current affairs your way on the platforms you rely on the road, in the office, in the middle of your work, or out and about. AfroMobile keeps the story going with you. Download AfroMobile today and stay connected to every update as it happens.
How to protect yourself from misinformation on social media. Cross-check with multiple sources. Compare information, see if other credible sources are reporting the same thing. If only one source is making the claim, it's likely unreliable. Look for consensus. Do experts or reputable organizations agree on the claim?
Welcome to Radio Wala, Uganda's very first radio station made just for Indian diaspora and lovers of Indian culture. From timeless Bollywood classics to today's hottest hits. vibrant festivals, mouth-watering stories, and heartfelt moments from our community. Listen exclusively on Afro Mobile, your cultural connection anytime, anywhere. Whether you're cooking, driving, or just relaxing, turn up the joy with Radio Wala, because here, every day is a celebration. Radio Wala. Let's play.
One by one makes a bando.
From 11 June to 19 July, everything can wait. The FIFA World Cup 2026. Catch all 104 matches on 4 dedicated channels, live on SuperSport, only on DSTV.
The world is going digital and creativity is no longer just a passion, it's a pathway. Next Creator is building dignified job opportunities for young people by turning creativity into real careers. It's about more than just content. It's about learning digital skills that lead to sustainable income, branding yourself with confidence, understanding influence and the digital economy. Next Creator equips young creatives with the tools they need to grow, adapt and thrive in a fast-changing world. If you want to turn your ideas into opportunities, if you want to make creativity work for you, this is where you start. Next Creator, your skills, your future, your opportunity.
Your faith should never be out of reach. No power? Do not stress. Move to your smartphone and stay right in the moment with Afro Mobile. And for the Muslim community, every teaching you need is ready to listen to anytime, anywhere. Wherever you are, whatever the time, Afro Mobile keeps you connected to your faith.